Hello and welcome again to QEDNG. My name is Olumide Inyoda. Today, I have another of my friends with us at QEDNG. So, she has a BSc in architecture from the University of Jos. She is an alteration expert. She will explain what that means to me. But you are likely to know her more as an actress. She is Iya Onidiri in Itura on African Magic. In case you don't know who Iya Onidiri is, she's the village gossip, fondly known as Radio Ibaokuta Gossips. Eyiyemi Rogbinyin, welcome to QEDNG.
Thank you.
Are you by any chance like Radio Ibaokuta?
Unfortunately, no. Or fortunately, no. I do not believe in spreading gossip. I don't think there's nothing in it. If somebody confides in you, hold it. And if you're going to spread it, keep the person anonymous.
So how is playing Radio Ibaokuta in Itura?
It was quite exciting, actually. First and foremost, because it was an epic, right? And then we could not speak Lagos Yoruba. So we had a cultural consultant who, when you're like, no, as the guy used to have, backflips. No, why did you? So for me, when I realized that we had a cultural consultant, I would go to him the day before and say, okay, I'm supposed to say this in Yoruba. This is what I think I should say. How should I say it? And then he would say it and I'll record it and I'll play it and make sure that I say it. It was an opportunity for me to also work with a phenomenal production company, and it made work easy. So I totally enjoyed it. And then it was in the middle of the forest. So they cleared a part of the forest with permission and they built the set. Absolutely fantastic.
You have a community on social media, community of Itura fans.
Well, not only Itura. So these people they've had this community for as long as, I think it's about 7 or 8, if not longer than that, years. And they started with the first African Magic series, which I think was Ajoche. And they've kept that community. So they watch the program and then they come on social media and then they discuss it. I particularly enjoy the community because they're not... What surprised me was that they're people like me. So you know how you have this perception that anybody that is on social media, well then, doesn't have work to do. These are people who run their own businesses. Most of them are quite successful at what they do, but they still watch these series and then they come and then they talk about it on their community. So I particularly like engaging with the people that don't like what's happening on the program because I want to know what their thoughts are, what they think that we could have done better, or going forward for me, what I can do better when I'm in another series. And to shock you, when Itura and Covenant and Itura were showing at the same time, when the final episode, they sent some of the principal cast emails asking if they would come for the final premiere or showdown. They got a cinema hall in Ebony Live. They didn't ask us for a kobo. The hall was full from the cast of Itura and Covenant. They gave us the popcorn, we did media, they did backdrop. I was stunned that people were so vested in something that I do to make a living. Phenomenal. They're also very, 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 very active on Twitter. So during the program, or just after the program, I go back and I read the comments and I repost it. And amazing. But I also have learned that more of the people who watch these series are not on social media. And they're the people that you will not suspect. There's an event we were both at, and I was sitting 2 seats away from a lady who I know. She's a public figure. And apparently she'd been telling the person sitting next to her that she knows that person. So he now turns to me and said, Eyiyemi, she says she knows you. So she now goes, so I was like, oh, that, well, I know you, ma'am. I'm not sure where you know me from. So she was like, ah. She now goes, are you on Itura? I said, yes. Ah, Iya Onidiri. She said, in fact, they're wasting my time at this event. She said, because I'm looking at the time, it's 7:30. I'm going. I'm like, I don't understand, ma'am, but you can record it. She goes, what's the fun in that? I don't miss it. No. I also spoke to a very big caterer who says when she's at an event, that once it's 7 o'clock, she just tells the manager, I'm going home. And that everybody knows that she's going to go and watch Itura. And I thought to myself, one, it means that the production was fantastic. It was true to life. Because if it's not true to life, people will not be leaving what they are doing to go and watch it when you can actually record it and watch it after. I used to have a discuss with somebody who's a financial investor. This guy is no small beans. As in, like, hey, so I knew about the, at that era. So this thing that you people did, I thought it was really good. And so, but why you? And I'm like, Uncle, you're watching very religiously. Okay.
Now, let me come in quickly. Itura is an epic.
Yes.
Now, one of the things people complain about epics a lot in Nigeria, saying that producers they don't pay enough attention to details, especially to historical details, costume and stuff like that. What is your own assessment of Itura as per that?
So I do agree, right? Research on projects. As a journalist, you know that research is time consuming. For a lot of people, they don't think that it's the meat of the matter. They believe that once they've gotten their wardrobe right, they've gotten the right actor who has 20 million followers, that the viewers are not discerning. And that's the biggest mistake. Even a 5-year-old. So I'll give you, before I go on to that research, I'll give you an example. So I have a friend who has a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 2-year-old. She's almost 3. And I was at the house, and so I was like, I want to watch Dust. And she comes in. This is a 2.5-year-old, looks at the TV, and then turns around and is walking out and says, Auntie Amida, are you right? And so, I mean, that's a 2.5-year-old. This was under 5 seconds. So how do I expect that an older person who maybe has knowledge of something that happened in the 17th century of the Yoruba kingdom is not going to see that we have not aligned, or we didn't even open the book. In terms of Itura, they did their research down to how often they change clothes, why they change clothes. Because a lot of people complain on Itura that you guys were wearing the same thing throughout. And my response to them was, look at Victorian movies, right? Whoever the star is, and go and check how many times they repeat outfits. Except they maybe add weight or they move from single to, they don't add to their wardrobe like we do now. I said, so in Itura, they had one basic outfit for those that were the commoners. And then they have one basic outfit for festivals and blah, blah, blah. The people who had more money maybe had a grand total of 6 outfits. Because really, they didn't have washing machines. Where are they going? Is ashoke or woven? You can't wash it every day. Right? So the huts, what the warriors wore, the bush paths, the food, how they served the food, how the water was served, how the huts were built, how the beds were, they did a lot of research. And feedback from majority of the people who watched it was that you could see, you felt that it was authentic. So you can't pull the wool over the eyes of the audience. You can't, no matter how young, how old they are. Take the time to do the research, no matter who commissions you. That's why there's a difference between Hollywood and Nollywood, right? An actor is going to speak another language. They're going to ship him out to that country or find him a voice coach or find him a language coach. Itura had a cultural consultant on set. So we could not speak Lagos Yoruba. It had to be specific. Those are details that we should all have in Nollywood, especially as we're getting projects that are commissioned by streaming platforms because they pay for it.